All right. I spoke about I Am Legend before, and how that's really my movie because that's probably the only movie in history that has a black survivalist, and how I know that it's not realistic because at some point you have to leave the cities. Cities have to be kept up. One man by himself can't keep them up. He wouldn't even try to keep them up. So his little house. Even if you had a team of people, like you're in essence saying at some point the water supply will go bad. Like even if we had like a local government still operating, you you have to leave the cities at some point because you have to maintain things. The roads will be all shit. I mean, Scout was referring to a movie called The Road, Cormack McCarthy. So that's my movie. I mean, I Am Legend will always be something special because it's a black survivalist. I mean, even though he's not a survivalist, he's a doctor that happened to be saved. He wasn't infected, but the road is the point. The whole point. It's about a man that's trying to protect his son. They're traveling through the world, and they're trying to find food, and they're trying to find water, and they're just trying to get somewhere. The movie doesn't go into why there was a disaster. It doesn't, climate change, nuclear war, whatever. It doesn't go into that. That isn't the point of the film. It's about how he's trying to raise his son in a very, very, very collapsed environment, a world that there really is no future. And he kind of does, and he dies. It's kind of like Road to Perdition. It is, because both of them are about their sons and how, like, I'm going to do everything I can to protect my son. And, they're both people who are in situations that they have no control over. And they may die, and they accept their death. But it's about raising their children. Almost be like better if they didn't have kids in The Road to Perdition, because he'd be like, dude, he wouldn't care. He probably get himself killed. Take more chances. Yeah, he would. Whereas The Road wasn't so cut and dry. It wasn't like I'm going here to do this. The Road was like, okay, we're gonna get somewhere where it's not gonna be. I guess it was approaching Ice Age or something. I don't remember what he was doing, but they were trying to get somewhere, and they were alone. Obviously, Road to Perdition wasn't a survivalist movie, and they did make friends. It's not a survivalist film, but they're both dealing with environments that are trying to kill them, and they are trying to take care of their children at the same time. The Road got into cannibalism. I'm not a cannibalist, and I don't think that we're dealing with that now. But The Road is more my movie as far as survive. If you okay, I think most survivalists, whether it's there's a movie or there's a book that influenced them, or that they would say kind of goes in line with their survival philosophy, and for mine to be The Road. They were cannibals, and when they went in the house and had those slaves in the basement, I think that would happen. I think that, there wasn't a monster. The people were the monsters. I think that's very real. And really interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Whereas the Will Smith movie is monsters. And The Road is like, we don't have to make monsters. People can be monsters themselves. You see? I said it before that I just see a world of a lot of hungry people, hungry women and children. I never saw this. I'm getting my guns to go fight the zombies. I think that just makes white folks feel good. White boys have this fantasy of doing it. Yeah. They have this fantasy of all that kind of stuff. It's not real. Reality of it is hunger. Reality of it is people who are criminals and want to take. But the reality is this criminality, culture of criminality. You know. Peace.